Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason. I'm your watch guy today, and today I'm reviewing another Pagani design watch. I know, yes, it's another one, but we are coming up to the Aliexpress sale, so I want to kind of get as many in as possible to show you guys, so you've got an actual real life reference. Now, this one has been sent to me by the Aliexpress official store, the Pagani Design Aliexpress official store. I've linked them in the description if you'd like to pick this one up. That is an affiliate link. This has also been sent to me for free, so keep that in mind. That's what YouTube's gonna call a paid promotion. However, nothing else has changed hands, just this watch. And I'm kind of okay with that. Pay me in watches, that's fine by me. Cuts out the middleman. This is the PDYS005, and you can pick it up on their store for £87 at the minute. That is on a flash deal. Price will probably go slightly back up and then drop towards the sale, so keep that in mind. Now, I really like this watch. I really like the finishing on it and the way that it looks. However, I do have a couple of moans. So yeah, let's turn this camera around and let's review this watch. So this is the watch in question. This is the Pagani Design PDYS005, and as you can see, it is a homage to the Seamaster 300. Interesting little fact about the Seamaster 300, it doesn't actually have 300 meters of water resistance, it has 200. The theory is that when Omega came to name it, they just thought that 200 wasn't a good sounding name for a watch, so they went with 300, Seamaster 300. The other theory is that they thought that it could do 300 meters, but they couldn't test it. I know which one I believe. If you wanted to pick this one up on the Pagani Design Aliexpress official store, it's £87.30 right now. It is packed with a Miyota 8215 movement. I will go into that later on in the video. It is built fully in 316L stainless steel. The diameter of the bezel here is 41 millimeters, and I say the diameter of the bezel because it hangs over the case a little tiny bit. If you measure the case itself, that's 40 millimeters, and it wears as a 40 millimeter watch. So it does bring it down quite nicely. It does make it wear much nicer. It is 49.2 millimeters lug to lug, 12.8 millimeters thick, and 20 millimeter lugs on this one. 20 mm lugs will make it very easy to swap any sort of band into this. However, I quite like the bracelet on this. I think it does really complete the look quite well. Now you can see throughout the watch there is a nice level of brushing and polish finish on this one. The side is brushed, not very deep, but very nice. It has really nice, thick chamfered edges along here, ally polished. We have brushed upper lugs, and that flows into the bracelet. It does make a nice distinguished look between that and the bracelet. We have a coin edge screw down crown on this piece. First position is for the date, second position is for the time. However, it is not a hacking movement, it is hand winding. Again, I will get into that movement later on. Now we have a signed crown on this, and it is high polish. Again, over on this side we have a brushed finish. Nice thing on this one is the case back. As you can see, it is not the usual Pagani case back, usual display case back that is. We have a nice diver's helmet on this one, which I think suits the watch very well, and then the usual information around the outer edge. This is a screw down case back. We have a sapphire crystal built into this one. It is a top hat sapphire crystal. It does protrude the case quite a bit, and it does make the watch look quite distinguished. We have a very lovely coin edge finish bezel on this piece. It is split into two sections, the lower and upper section. The lower section is a smooth finish, the upper is the coin edge finish, and it makes it seem like it sits a little bit off the casing more than a usual bezel, and I think it does give it kind of gives it a slimmer effect because it's not a full bezel design. We have a ceramic insert on this one, which is a very glossy effect to the bezel. 120 click unidirectional bezel. Actually has quite a nice click to it. Slightest amount of back play you could ever see. Not even much to mention. We have a triangle up at the 12 o'clock with a Lume pip in the center, and the usual markings around the outer edge, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, with 5-minute batons in between. Now, altogether, this watch is provided with 200 meters of water resistance, which I think for a Pagani design is actually quite good, especially one that's coming towards the under £100 mark now. It's nice to see them starting to integrate that into the cheaper watches that are on the market, or the ones that I guess have been made cheaper. Now, as we move into the dial, you can see there is a sandwich blue flat dial. Very nice effect to it. We have an aged Lume effect to it. As you can see, those numbers are cut out and they do leave a little shadow effect on that dial. Up at the 12 o'clock, we have the Pagani design logo followed by the print. Down at the 6 o'clock, we have automatic water resistant. Over at the 3 o'clock, we have a date window. Now, the date windows on the Miosas I usually find a little bit smaller. This one kind of fits the dial better than the ones I've seen, so that's good to see. Japan movement printed either side of the 6 o'clock. Now, the numerals on this one are a little bit more unusual than numerals that you'll see on another dial. They have a more comic-y type of font to them. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of that font. I do like the classic types of fonts. Around the outer edge of the dial, we have a tooth-like hour indices. Now, weirdly enough, the thicker indices, the 12, 3, 6 and 9 are printed to the dial. However, the other indices are recessed and part of the sandwich dial effect. Now, the rest of the minute track is printed in white print. The handset on this one is classic Omega with that really bold arrowhead hour hand and then that pointed minute hand. Minute hand is quite well sized, also does reach almost to the edge of the minute track, and we have a lollipop second hand which again almost reaches to the edge of that track. Now, we do have Lume on this one. I will turn out these lights and we can have a little Lume shot to look at. Now, the Lume on this one is quite the mixture. The handset isn't bad at all. We have a Lume pip up here, which isn't the brightest. The rest of the Lume is pretty weak, very thinly applied, and you can see that on the camera there. The sandwich dial is not doing much. Sometimes you can't expect much from aged Lume, but I think even this is pretty weak, to be fair. Yeah, not impressed. Not impressed by the Lume. I am impressed by the handset. That is actually quite good. But you need the entire dial to be loomed, really, don't you? Which is unfortunate. Once Pagani Design produce well-loomed hands and let themselves down on the dial, it's a never-ending saga with them and this Lume. So yeah, unfortunate, I guess. Moving on from that Lume, we move on to the bracelet of this watch. And I think that the casing and bracelet of this watch really do steal the show. Really nice brushing through the center links, and the outer links have a high polish finish on them. The clasp is fully brushed. I have actually dinged this one up a little bit, as you can see there. We have 3 levels of micro adjusts. These are screw links, and we have a milled clasp as well as a diver's extension on this one. Pagani logo on the clasp there. Quite a fan of this bracelet. It is also female solid end links, which makes wearing this watch much nicer. Just pop this on wrist. As you can see, this one fits quite well to my 6.2 inch wrists. And yeah, it's nice to wear. It fits really well to wrist. It does feel quite good on wrist too. I am quite a fan of the casing, the watch itself. My moans lie elsewhere, to be fair. Now, my first moan is centered around that Lume, or even the Lume, as you've seen yourself, is pathetic around the dial. However, my other moan is that the Lume on the hands is a completely different bloody colour to the dial. If you're going to do aged Lume, match it. It's simple. Like, I'm colourblind and I can see there's a difference there. Secondly, Miyota movement. 8215. If you are going to use a Miyota 8000 series movement, use the 821A. the least I expect from a modern movement, or the least that I expect from a movement that's being used in these watches, is hacking. Is that too much to ask? And rotor noise is ridiculous. It wobbles like hell. Yeah, it doesn't work. Stop trying to push it. These brands either need to move to the 821A movement, or if you can't pick up an NH35, then they need to go to the YN55. Practically the same movement. That's what San Martin are doing. Take a note out of their book. Or give us what we've all been asking for and try the PT5000. Great idea, right? Don't know why the bloody hell they don't listen. Now, one thing that really, really did annoy me, however, is the branding of the movement on the listing. They branded it as a Miyota Sport upgraded movement. What's upgraded about it? Doesn't bloody hack. There's no upgrade there. If I go off on this tangent, I fear I'm never going to stop. So I'm not going to do it. But 8215, not for me. Now, one interesting thing for me is that I actually got a competitor to this watch in today, or an alternative, I guess. And there's a bit of a difference. I will be reviewing this one on the channel soon. And I think I might have to do a comparison video too, because I think a lot of people will be interested in that. For the time being though, if you wanted to pick this watch up, the link is in the description. It is a lovely casing, it's a lovely bracelet. Certain little things just let it down slightly, I think. So guys, they are my thoughts on the Pagani design Seamaster 300 Homage, the YS005. I do really love the watch itself. The dial, however, is off-coloured and it just lets me down slightly. I just think that every time that I get really excited about Pagani design watch, there's just something, just one thing that really does me off. And it's getting a little bit tiring, unfortunately. I do think it's a fantastic watch. I have enjoyed wearing it, and I'm very grateful that the Pagani Design Aliexpress official store sent it in to me for review. I'm just still waiting for the day that they get one, you know, the right level of expected, I guess. I'm not going to say perfect, because that's not what I expect. I just expect not to see where they've absolutely butchered the budget. Now, if you would like to pick one of these up, my link is in the description. That's an affiliate link. If you use that, I get a little bit of a kickback, and I am very grateful. Please do remember that I've been sent this watch for free. It doesn't change my opinion, but you should be aware of that. Thank you for watching this, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.